All right, says I'm live. You guys can hear me. Please let me know. We will get this started. I realize it's Saturday stream. These are usually not that busy, but I do appreciate y'all being here. There's always people that come in on Sunday saying, well, I missed the race. I didn't know it was on Saturday. So hopefully this is a good one, though. If you guys watched the truck race, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Hopefully they nuke Lime Rock off the map, and that is never visited by anybody else because that was a travesty. Absolutely horrendous. Zero passing, nothing, just Corey Heim leading every lap, and it was very bad. Loud and clear from Astro, appreciate that, Andre. But yeah, Lime Rock, very bad. Never want to see that again. So please do not ever put the Cup cars on there because I can't even imagine how bad that would be. No live pit stops, horrible. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, we have Atlanta. Maybe NASCAR's best track at this point. It's a super speedway without the fuel savings that we have to do at Daytona and Talladega. So it should be good. I like Atlanta. I used to miss the old surface, but at this point I'm like, screw it. I'm in on Atlanta. Give me the drafting style track version of it. I think the builds are going to be very chalky tonight. It's going to be very difficult to be different and still put together a good lineup because it's easy to get different, but your lineup's probably going to be not good. Like, it's easy to be like, all right, well, no one's playing Briscoe and Busher. I'll just throw those in to be different. It's not always just to play the bad plays just to be different. There comes a line where you still have to eat the chalk and try to get around it. But anyway, got some donos here. Steven asked me, why did I watch? I don't know, Steven. I watch every race, so it was on. I'm like, well, got nothing else to do. All right. Appreciate the dono. C-Gen, as always, says, do we play this as a true Super Speedway stacking the back style of race or try and pick one dominator and the rest PD? I would like a mixture of both. Now, if I am an MME, my building's going to be different depending on what kind of contest you're in. So in my single entry 3 max hand builds, I played the PD. Because everybody always talks about, well, you got to nail that one driver that leads all the laps and finishes up front. It's like, well, it sounds nice, but it's much harder to do than it actually is for to actually get the right one. Like, there's Logano, there's Austin Cindric, there's Ryan Blaney. For some reason, Ryan Blaney's being cut off. There we go. It's easy to say, oh, you got to play one of those, but they're not all going to work out, and it's not easy to do. So for me, in those hand build styles, I am playing the PD. I am playing Hamlin. I'm playing Bell, Busch, Chastain, Elliott, Byron, Hocevar. That's my lineup. I mean, they're the best plays for a reason. I'm going to be playing them. Now, if I'm in 20 max, 150 max, that's when I start sprinkling in these guys that can win the race, lead some laps. Like Ryan Blaney could lead 100 laps tonight and win. That is possible. Is that likely? No, it's an unlikely scenario. I don't think it's unlikely that he wins. I do have him as my favorite tonight. I think most people do. But at the same time, we're talking like a percentile chance of winning of... Is that line up right? Okay, yeah. I mean, I have Blaney winning 8.8% of the time. So yes, he's my projected winner. But it's more likely he doesn't win the race than it is that he wins the race, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, Penske's up top, and then you have the Hendrick Brigade of Chase Elliott, William Byron, then Kyle Busch, Keselowski. Probably one of these guys who wins the race. But even then, for DFS purposes, it's difficult. And FanDuel, I pretty much put all the Penske cars around 20-25% in MME. And then for my single entries and 3 maxes, I did end up making pretty much all PD builds. In one of my 3 max lineups, I did put Ryan Blaney in and the rest PD. But I'm currently planning on maybe tweaking that. I might just take Blaney out for the PD guy because on FanDuel, it's tough because the lap sled, it's 0.1 for a lap sled, and that is it. It's very difficult to get to. Lost my chat here for a second. Okay. And Jay Swain, appreciate the dono, sir. Saturday Night Racing, then let's get it, CP. Yeah, let's do it. Saturday night, and it's perfect for me. I got to leave for Ohio in the morning. So just absolutely perfect. We have a race tonight. Hopefully it's great. Under the lights, Super Speedway. Although, Cup Series has to deliver because Xfinity was horrible. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it was like we had all the lightning delays. It never rained. And as soon as we went back green, the entire field wrecked, and it was pretty bad. And then obviously I went over trucks. Worst thing ever. So Cup needs to deliver tonight. It's been a bad week of racing. All right, let me get to make sure this is up. What's up, Johnny T? Says, hey, CP, favorite drivers to build around for cash games on FanDuel. Also, if you had to choose one, who would be your last driver in between Hocevar, Suarez, and Stenhouse for FanDuel cash? Yeah, the builds for DraftKings and FanDuel basically speak for themselves today. I think most people will be duplicating tonight. Very hard not to do that. But either way, whether you're on DraftKings or FanDuel, your starting points tonight for cash games are Ross Chastain, Ricky Stenhouse, and then there's a couple of guys, but I would try to get them all pretty much. Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch. Personally, for me, my projections like Kyle Busch the most of that big three of the expensive PD plays. It's Busch, Hamlin, and Christopher Bell. All are fantastic. If you can fit them all in for cash games, be my guest. But the only drivers you should have in your cash lineup tonight, it's a pool of Hamlin, Bell, Busch, Chastain, Hocevar, Suarez, and then Stenhouse, and maybe McDowell if you need to go a little bit cheaper. There's no other reason to play anybody else in cash tonight. Just some combination of that, and I would prefer Stenhouse personally for your last part of the question. What's up, AJ? Got to put the word out tonight. How do you feel about a one Penske car build with 5 PD plays? Thinking Blaney, Bell, Chastain, Hocevar, Stenhouse, and Gregson. I don't know about both Hocevar and Stenhouse. It's coming one of these days. It could definitely happen. I have a vision of them restarting stage 3 at some point, and they're 1-2 in the front row, and everything goes bad quickly. But I think that's fine. Like I said, in single entries, it's really tough for me to get one of those drivers up front because things can go south in a hurry. Blaney can have the best race ever. Every time I play Austin Cindric, he is up front the entire time, and then something will happen at the end, and he dies. And all those laps he led and running up front meant absolutely nothing, and that's the nature of super speedways. So just know what you're getting into if you roster these Penske cars. Are they going to run up front all race? Probably. Are they going to dominate? Yes. Are they going to look like great plays? Probably for 90+% of the race? Also yes. But we only get paid for the last 10%, so just know that. We do not get paid based on how we perform in stage 1 and stage 2. What's up, Roshan? Bell, Byron, Chastain, Hamlin, Stenhouse, SVG, or should I try to fit Kyle Busch in it? I mean, I like Kyle Busch a lot today. He is my number 1 projected driver. But at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of guys that are really close in projections. So I don't think you need to blow up your lineup just to get Kyle Busch in. I like them all. What's up, Poker? Who are the FanDuel plays? Same as the DraftKings plays, really. Same thing. I mean, my exposure today, let me pull up. I already built before I got on here. It's easy to build for super speedways. I don't have to think about practice speeds. I don't think about anything. It's just, hey, I see place differential, I up their exposure. It's basically as simple as it is, because I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, we have such a slight edge on this. It's a bit of a lotto at the end of the day, but as long as your exposures are where you want it to be, you just got to hope for the best at the end. But right now, my 3 highest owned drivers, Kyle Busch, Chastain, Stenhouse. And then right below them, Hamlin, Byron, Bell, Hocevar. And then I basically have all 3 Penske cars around 24-28% in large field. And then Suarez is up there as well. Chase Elliott. Hello, Astro. Nice of you guys to be here. I'm sure I'll see CJ very shortly. What's up, Dimes? DK Cash, Hocevar, Suarez, or Busch and McDowell? I think Hocevar and Suarez is the route I will go there. I like all of them, though. You cannot go wrong with any of those guys. But I'm going to go with Hocevar and Suarez. What's up, Rick? Saturday Night Racing, gotta love it. It's going to be a blue oval kind of night. Probably will be. But as we all know, at the end of the race, anything goes. But I think the large majority of this race, yeah, we're going to see the ovals run the show. And they qualified it. I mean, if you're looking at the qualifying grid here, 1 through 4, it's Penske, because Josh Berry is a Penske car. I know he's in Wood Brothers, but it's the same thing. Like, I don't know, they got it locked out. They're going to run the show for a bit, but we'll see what ends up happening. I mean, things are going to get shuffled around eventually. I'm sure at some point they'll have to work their way through the field again, unless things go perfectly, which most of the times things do not go perfectly. It was definitely the over, Daniel. Definitely the over. There's CJ. What's up? Nice to see you as well. What's up, Donald? It says Chris is running late because he has the list of all the drivers DNFing today. Yeah, we ran the DNF model. It's proprietary. Keeping that one behind the paywall. There's no DNF model. I wish we had one though. We'd be all millionaires. And that's one thing. Prepare for your drivers to wreck tonight. Atlanta is not Daytona. It's not Talladega, but I mean, drivers are gonna wreck tonight. There's gonna probably be a spin that takes out a few drivers. Who knows? We could have a parking lot. You can never rule it out at a drafting style track, but just be mentally prepared. And that's why we don't go 80% on drivers here, 90%. Like Chastain's an awesome play. If things go well for Chastain, he is optimal. Problem is, you never know. He could get caught up in a mess running third. Yeah, Saturday, I find it a little weird. I don't know why they can't run on Sunday night, but I prefer it being on Sundays. But this week, it actually works out very well for me on a Saturday. Appreciate the Dono Pugsley. Said he went Byron, Hamlin, Chastain, Suarez, Stenhouse, and McDowell, GPP. Ride the chalk. I mean, yeah, that's definitely going to be very chalky, but it's a good lineup. It is. It's very hard not to be chalked tonight. Still build a really good lineup. Like, just for the sake of being different, I don't want to stack the front. Some of those guys up front can work out, yes. All of them working out at the same time and all outscoring place differential. It's just not going to happen. Goodness, Steven. Well, that's not good. We have a lightning hold, says CJ. Really? More lightning? Need to pull up Bob's Twitter. I'm not really sure what's been going on today. Well, besides, yeah, first thing I see on a pop-up Twitter, track is under a lightning hold. Oh, that was not fun yesterday, like a 2-hour hold there. It says, so far no rain at the track, but monitoring what is building around it. I mean, we are getting pop-ups. It's the South in the summer, though, as for all of us that live down here. I mean, the storms pop up every single evening, so it's always hit or miss. But it's not like no cars to the rear, so no questions about that need to be answered. Bush or Byron on FanDuel. I mean, I like both, but I'm going to go with Bush. Give me 10 extra PD spots, 11. Very similar finishing position upside. Just makes more sense to play Bush, in my opinion. Then to the rear says CJ. What's up, Paper? What's up, Brian? Heat, I mean. Asher says, watch and listen to Xfinity in the motion side conference room while grinding at work. Oh, yeah. Xfinity race. I mean, it was fun. It was annoyingly fun, I guess. I'll take the Xfinity race any day over a truck race today. What's up, Ashley? Let's get this money today, CP. Let's do it. Sounds like a good plan to me. Hopefully all my PD plays don't wreck immediately. That'd be great. I'll never forget the one Atlanta race. I got all the PD guys, and then they all wrecked, like in the first lap or so in the back. It was a very annoying race. What's up, 5-star? How do you feel about fading the top 10 and just playing the PD? That's perfectly fine with me. A lot of my lineups look like that. I don't think you absolutely need a top 10 guy today. Say Blaney leads 20 laps, finishes first or second. You can still be outscored by a Hamlin finishing in the top 5 without leading laps or any of these PD guys. The path for the guys up front to being the optimal, while not impossible, it's just much harder to do. And their ceilings are capped. You're not getting fast laps. It's very unlikely a driver at the style of track just completely dominates, like we see a William Byron at an intermediate, something like that. It's usually a lot of give and take. There will be some shuffling. And I mean, like I said, the ceilings are capped. Like if you're looking at ceiling projections, let me pull them up on my end, just to give you guys an example. So like for Ryan Blaney today, I have a median projection of 37.7, floor projection of 13.12. Although, I mean, like absolute floor is much lower than that. It could get really dirty, but just on average, that was his floor projection. Ceiling was at 63. Now, to compare that to someone like Stenhouse, who is not even close in the same price range, but starts in the back, median projection of 46.8, floor projection of 23, yada yada, and then a ceiling projection of 77.53. That's 77 compared to 3 for Ryan Blaney. 14-point difference there. It's pretty big. So, I mean, the guys in the back, they offer the best floor and the best ceiling. So it's not like you're really giving anything up. What's up, Logan? What's strategy today? One dom, play stiff. Need that one solid lineup for fantasy. We're starting with Blaney, Bell, Suarez, Jordan Stenhouse. I mean, you don't absolutely need a dom today. I am fine if you're building multiple lineups, playing these guys close to the front. But if I am building one lineup today, I am just playing the PD. I'd be lying if I said I know exactly which Penske car might make the optimal. I mean, there's a chance they don't make the optimal. They basically have to win the race at these price tags, and they're going to have to lead a lot of laps. So I don't think you have to go the one dom approach. I am fine with all the PD. I like all the drivers you mentioned though, so that's the one you want to go with. I'm okay with it. What's up, Sarugi? FanDuel, how much money is too much money to leave on the table? I believe my main single entry on FanDuel leaves. Let me check. I'm leaving $3,500 on the table in FanDuel for my main lineup. So honestly, let me look at my 20 max. See if I can find the lowest salary used. This one leaves $3,800 on the table. Yeah, it looks like 3,800 was the most of my 25 max. I imagine in the 150, it's probably got some that are lower. But yeah, you can leave money on the table on both sides today. Hello, Mom. Nice to see you. Nice to see you here. Yeah, your guy got on the pole today. I wouldn't be shocked if he won. Penske cars not on their way here, and I believe he has 2 wins, so might be a good day for Mr. Joey. Says, I like the Penske cars, but I feel they will wreck at some point. That's possible. I mean, anybody can wreck today. You can be as good as you want to be at a super speedway, as I always say, but it does not mean you can't get wrecked. And I completely missed it, but 3,800 was not the most. 5,000 remaining. I just noticed. And actually, I just saw one for 44,000. So, for example, on FanDuel, the one that leaves 6,000 on the table, it's Busch, Bell, Chastain, Hocevar, and Stenhouse. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that lineup at all. What's up, Timothy? Big C flag plans today. Your favorite last driver for cash games? I'd prefer just try to get Stenhouse, if not Michael McDowell at the very bottom. But flag plans for me, I am just very heavy on the PD. I know they're owned, but I just don't care. They're the best plays. I'll just be overweight on them. So, I mean, my highest owned, Kyle Busch. I like him a lot. I mean, maybe my flag plan is Kyle Busch because there's just a lot of PD plays in that range, but currently my highest owned, tied with Chastain and Stenhouse, but I really like Kyle Busch. Hopefully he doesn't drive like Kyle Busch. What's up, Bull? No, we do not need a dom today. You can get away with full PD. If you want to take some stabs at Penske, though, that is fine. He says, finally raining hard here. 20 minutes south of Atlanta. Hope the family is good. Hope it all is well for you as well, Heater. But yeah, I forgot you're in Atlanta, so we got some boots on the ground there for weather. What's up, Rika? Heim time was fun to watch. Like, it was not fun to watch. I don't care if you're the biggest Heim fan in the world. That was it honestly was probably the worst race I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of bad races, and that was really bad. It makes the Pocono race last week look amazing, and that was horrible. What's up, Viduni? Right back at you. Hopefully all is well. What's up, Barbecue King? Let's get this. I've been in the top 10 GPPs the last 3 weeks. Time to take one down. Yeah, I think you got second, I saw last night, posted to Discord. So hopefully we can put that one spot higher and get the takedown. But it'll be a fun one tonight. Any value on Alex Bowman top 10 at plus 160? It's a good question. Let me check. I'm at 265, so personally not a fan. Odds are pretty bad today. At least last I looked, I didn't see any outright value. I only made a couple of bets. I got Ryan Blaney top forward at plus 300 on Hard Rock. I think it's now at 325. That was before qualifying. And then I got Hendrick to win at plus 500. Nothing crazy. Bull says, hopefully hitting some big parlays on the... Yeah, Bull has a parlay of every single first round matchup. I think it's $1 to win 26K or something. I told him congrats to DraftKings on their dollar, but I'm hoping it wins for him, obviously. But that would be definitely crazy to hit all that. What's up, Jim? Thoughts on Connor Z? I mean, he's one of the better, cheaper plays down here. Like, you could throw him in a similar group of McDowell and Stenhouse, but at the same time, I just trust them a lot more. I've seen what they can do at super speedways in the Cup Series. Connor was good in the Xfinity race, but obviously this is a bit of a different beast. Like, he's all right. Anti-Connors. He's got the PD. If 10 cars wrecked out, who knows? He could finish 17th. Yes, sir. One more week till the big day. Got the wedding next week, which I will still be able to do my live stream next weekend on Sunday. Although I'm going to have to make the video a little bit different because I'm not going to be able to record post-practice and qualifying, but I will still have content out. I actually already recorded some data for Chicago next week, so we'll still be good. Good luck to you as well, Stan. Any love for Reddick and DraftKings GPPs? Reddick to me is just another guy today. Like, if you land on him, you land on him, but I did not go on my way to play Tyler Reddick. Ownership and optimal rate is basically the same. It's showing slight negative leverage. And if you want to play him 15-20% of the time, I think that's a fair approach on Reddick today. But in his price range, I just really like Kyle Busch a lot more. I like Chastain a lot more. Hamlin Bell. It's not like you're really strapped for cash on this slate. Lorraine says, McDowell qualifying, had car problems, think that'll affect his race. Now they get everything fixed by the time race starts, so I wouldn't let that concern you. And McDowell's pretty good at the super speedways. Of course, he's not in a Ford these days, which I definitely think hurts, but starting in 32nd, it's not like you need a miracle out of him. Just keep the car clean. What's the Kyle Busch edge today? Well, I'm showing positive leverage on Kyle Busch. I think he's going to be very chalky, of course, but he is my third most optimal driver on DraftKings and second most optimal on FanDuel. I mean, he's been good at the super speedways. Ever since he's been in the 8 car, he was actually very close to winning this race. Was last year the 3 wide, or was it the year before? I forget. I think it was last year. What's up, Clint? On my way home, who is a high leverage driver in GBP. I'm going to be honest, a lot of the drivers that show positive leverage for me they're going to be chalky. They're just simming so well for me. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of positive leverage. Like, he's going to be chalk, but Stenhouse is up high. Hocevar, Suarez, Bubba actually shows a decent amount of positive leverage. I know you like Bubba Wallace, so that won't be the guy for you. McDowell as well. But yeah, I mean, they're chalky, but a lot of the drivers that are simming well they're chalky. It is what it is. Top 5 drivers to win the race. It's basically Penske, then Hendrick. We have plenty. They have the Penske slop fest here. And then we have Elliott and Byron. But obviously, and these are off the book number. I mean, the Blaney price, Blaney's awesome in Atlanta. I have as the projected winner, but 700, I mean, come on. McDowell or Hocevar? I'm going to go with Hocevar. Hocevar actually almost won this race in the spring. Should be fast, but obviously he can be a little kamikaze-ish. No, the wedding will be on Saturday. So everything, like I said, it's going to be a bit of a different video next week. But the live stream will still be good to go. But I will not be where I'm usually at. So hopefully it doesn't look weird. Swapped out Blaney for Hamlin and Gregson for Suarez. Can't believe I didn't see Denny start 33rd. Yeah, I mean, Denny starting at 33rd is kind of hard to pass up today for sure. And he's not really that expensive either. $1,500 cheaper than Blaney. What percent of chance they pit before stage 1? I'd be lying if I said I had an exact answer for that. Of how their strategies are going to go, whatever it may be. So I don't even want to say anything. What's up, Arlo? Newer subscriber here. Well, I appreciate you being here, for sure. I'll be watching Atlanta and UFC 317 at the same time. Yeah, I know UFC's on at the same time. I think, 6 or 7 p.m. I'm not big in UFC, but I heard it's a pretty decent card, so hopefully you enjoy both. Hopefully both are awesome. Hawaii for the honeymoon, says CJ. I wish. That sounds very nice. Unfortunately, not right now. Bush McDowell or Suarez and Hocevar, which you like better? I'm going to go with Suarez and Hocevar. It's a tough question. But my mind wants to tell me Suarez and Hocevar. Hello, Miss Jules. Can't believe our big day is 1 week from today. Yeah, can't wait. It's going to be fantastic. But yes, having the race on Saturday works perfectly for our schedule. But thank you for dropping in as always. Kelsey says, Hendrick Motorsports. Nothing else? Nothing else to it, just Hendrick Motorsports. I do have a couple of drivers tonight, so I hope they do well. And I would not mind cashing Hendrick to win tonight, so I'm with you. What's up, C. Mitch? Don't worry, I'm late always as well. But good luck to you, and Cody White for the win. Don't see that happening. What's up, Joe? My son Eli wants to know how old you are. He's on Blaney. We love the show. Well, I got the Blaney shirt on, so perfect. And Eli, I'm 26. But thank you guys for both watching, and shout out to Eli. TA says Cindric for the win. I think Cindric right now, maybe not specifically at Atlanta, but maybe. But at all super speedway tracks combined, I think Austin Cindric right now is the best super speedway driver. Every single time. He is up front. He's an amazing pusher. He looks so strong every time. Like I think you can maybe say he is the best right now. And was it Talladega he just won this year? So I mean, he has been awesome. If we look at I am curious. So super speedways since 2022, yeah, Cindric does have the best average running position. Go figure. It's the 3 Penske cars. But yeah, Cindric's currently, I mean, the driver rating's lower than the other two, but it's pretty give or take. 2 wins, second most in laps led as well. I mean, and he's had a couple stolen from him. I think we all know that. I'm not anti-Connor Z. I mean, I prefer Stenhouse and I prefer Michael McDowell, but there's nothing wrong with him. And if you are starting in the back and you're not like David Starr, I mean, you can move up today. Simple as that. Dale says, so we should just pick all the guys. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's typically what works out most often. Of course, some of these PD guys are probably going to die. We don't know who it's going to be. I would love to know who it's going to be. I mean, sure, Daniel Suarez might die tonight. Michael McDowell could wreck. Stenhouse could wreck. That's why, I mean, we're not talking like an all-in situation, but more often than not, that's typically what works out. Right, and there's going to be guys up front that work. I mean, that's a certainty. There's going to be some that work out. It's just you're taking a lot more risk, and it's easier said than done. We'll say that. I definitely have my fair share of Penske cars up front in large field, but not so much in the hand build category. B Field says sunny now on the north side of Atlanta. Hopefully the sun stays shining down by the track. Let's see. Lost my spot. Let's see. Oh, yeah, hot and muggy in Atlanta. That's not surprising to me. I know what that's like down in Fort Myers. Who is showing positive leverage, says Kevin. It's basically the PD. I mean, they're chalky, but it's how it always is for me on these place differential style of tracks where, yes, they're chalky, but they sim so well. It's just they show positive leverage either way because it's not just going to bump a whole bunch to Kyle Larson just because he's lower owned and Buescher and Briscoe, Alex Bowman, Josh Berry. I mean, Stenhouse is up there, Hocevar, Suarez, Wallace, McDowell. All showing some pretty positive leverage, more so than Chastain and Hamlin, Byron, those types, Chase Elliott. Yeah, next week might be a very big over-under for the stream. That's certainly possible, Astro. Hendrick's Garage will win. Says Kelsey. I think Kelsey is a Might be the #1 fan, if I had to guess. Them says DraftKings Cash, Bell McDowell, or Hocevar and Suarez. Still going Hocevar and Suarez there. I just like the. You can't really go wrong with either, to be honest. I mean, we're really just picking hairs there, but I guess I'd go with the second one. Sean says, my mom thinks you're gorgeous in a mix of Luca and Billy Baldwin. And she loves you. Well, I'll tell your mom thank you. I appreciate that she likes my work. But I don't know who Billy Baldwin is, unfortunately. Just Luca. What's up, Zan? Ty Gibbs crosses the line for his first. You got to give that up, Zan. Got to give the bid up. I'm not sure it's ever happening at this point. We're on what? How many races are we on that Ty Gibbs has not won yet? He is in a JGR car. Even Chase Briscoe finally got the win. So we're going to have to have a real discussion about Ty Gibbs soon, I think. Thoughts on Elliott and Dinger? Ooh, first Dinger question. I don't know if I've gotten to any Dinger. Not that I dislike them. It's just I don't really go down that low too often, and then all my ownership is right here basically. Some Connor, a little bit of Jones, a little bit of Gregson. I haven't really gotten the Dinger though. It's not like he's bad. Let me check what his ownership and optimal rate looks like. He's showing slight negative leverage. He's going to be low owned too, but it's not really simming too well. What's up, Mark? Big UFC pay-per-view and car crashes. Yeah, what else more can you want? Hashtag America. What's up, Yancey? FanDuel GPP, Byron, Suarez, Bush, Stenhouse, Hamlin. Would you swap out Elliott for Byron? I mean, I don't think I really would do that. Elliott and Byron are like the same exact play. So just go with your heart on that. You have Byron first, so I'd just stick with it. If I sat here and said, oh, I think Elliott's going to crush Byron tonight, I'd be lying. What's up, Swiggy? Oh, I already said what's up. Thanks as always. You're the best NASCAR DFS man out there. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much, and good luck to you as well. What's up, Alton? Blaney, Logano, Bell, Hamlin, Starr, McLeod. I wouldn't play David Starr. David Starr was he's going to be a liability on the track tonight. I think he was 3 seconds off the pace in qualifying. Let me see if I can pull that up. I'm pretty sure it was 3 seconds off the pace. They make it very difficult to... The NASCAR website makes it very difficult to find the results these days. Trying to see if I can find it. Let's see. Friday qualifying results. There we go. So we had... The pole setter ran a 30.9, Logano, 30.979. David Starr was at a 34.1. And just for reference, Cody Ware ran a 31.5. So he is almost 3 seconds off Cody Ware. I don't think we could trust David Starr at all. That is an actual lawnmower. Just a glorified John Deere out there. Dale says, you think Logano leads a lot of laps? Probably. I think any of the drivers starting in the top four, they can all have a pretty equal chance of leading a good chunk of laps tonight. But Logano, of course, being on the pole, he's definitely in the best spot to do that. I do want to check the Atlanta weather really quick. Well, Google says rain. Let me see. I'm seeing a slight spike in the rain chances from like 7 to 10, unfortunately, but I think they're pretty low. Talking like 15%. Let me see. Let's see what AccuWeather's. AccuWeather's pretty bad, but I'm going to see what it says. Stray thunderstorm. I mean, it's just it's gonna be hit or miss tonight. But knowing NASCAR, we're probably just gonna get slammed for no reason. No problem, Alton. Thoughts on Haley? I don't think I've really gotten to Haley. Let me double check. Yeah, he's starting 21st. I'm just not really getting to those guys. Low chance they work out. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just a lower chance. Not really too interested there. Timothy says GPP, Hamlin, Suarez, or Bell and Hocevar. Ooh. I'm pretty sure I have Hamlin predicted just a few points higher. Hocevar and Suarez is basically a wash. I like both a lot in tournaments. Yeah, I have Hamlin a few points higher, so I guess that'll just be the tiebreaker because Suarez and Hocevar are very similar there. You think he flag planted Chase today? Nothing wrong with that. Home track for him. Great at super speedways. Good at Atlanta. He's won here before. The Dawsonville pool run was probably going to have to get some WD-40 on their bell or siren, whatever that thing is. Make sure it's working just in case, because it's been dry for a while. No, the wedding is not in Florida. It's in Ohio. So I got to drive to Ohio, which is like 20 hours, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. C-Mitch says, thoughts on Barry with Penske backing? Yeah, I mean, Josh Berry's pretty much the same thing as Blaney Ligato and Cindric. I mean, I trust them more to dominate a race, but I mean, Berry can lead. He's shown he can lead laps. He's shown he can do this at a super speedway. I'm not huge on Berry starting in second personally, but he'll probably hang with them. Thoughts on Corey LaJoie? Back in the day, LaJoie was awesome at Atlanta. He starts in 25th. He's in a Rick Ware car. It's not like he's ever been in great equipment, but I like LaJoie more than Haley. I like him more than Custer. I like him more than Herbst. He can beat out a few of those guys down there. Knows how to run well here. And it's not like he's running every week. I mean, he's handpicking the races he is in, so I think he thinks he can probably do somewhat well here. Richard says, do you guys think Larson going to run that high line better than the rest and smoke them all? Not on a style of track like this. Maybe at old Atlanta, but at new Atlanta, you're just you're going to have to fall in line and just take your find your best drafting buddy. Get in line there and work your way up. But there won't be any smoke in the field here tonight by anybody. Austin Dillon starts too high up for me. He's in 12th, right? Yeah, Austin Dillon in 12th is just, that's impossible for me. If he wants to be optimal, go for it, but I can't do it. Bulls taking over the stream next week. That you do, but no, I'll be good for the Sunday stream still. So the video is going to be a little bit different, but we'll make it work. Rowdy says the lightning clock has expired. Good. You don't need to I mean, I wouldn't mind a late night race, but thoughts on Priest, Keselowski, Buescher, and Gilliland. I don't really think I got to Keselowski. Let me see. My 25 max, I played 8% Keselowski. In the 150, I got to 7%. I have a little bit more Buescher. 11% Buescher, 150. Only 4% of the 25 max. And then Gillen, I don't think I played Gillen. But not really on the RFK guys just because of where they qualify. There's nothing wrong with them, but for DFS purposes, a very difficult place. Appreciate that, spreader. One second. Sorry, just pulling up Bob's Twitter really quick. All right, just tweeted 12 seconds ago, an hour before scheduled green flag, 7:20 p.m. Overcast with some drizzle, but nothing significant. There is some storms popping up pretty close, but that green doesn't always mean it's going to drop rain. So I think hopefully it'll be good for an on-time start. Oh, appreciate another dono spreader. Thank you as always. Go Blaney for our wedding gift. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. I have a nice little Blaney top Ford bet. That would be nice to cash if he could win the race, or just be the top Ford. I don't care either way. The optimal for me is Hendrick to win and then Blaney's top Ford, but we gotta have the Blaney win at some point. So appreciate you, sir. What's up, Anthony? You subscribe. Just Austin Dillon's really tough to get to, starting at 12th. He projects as one of the worst plays just for where he's at. That means projected to finish around 20-ish. So pretty much impossible for DFS purposes. What's up, Sean? I'm just going under on all the chalk and over on guys like Gregson, Zilich, McDowell, and Jones. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just really like the chalk tonight. I mean, they show positive leverage either way, so I'm just eating it. But we'll see what happens. I don't think Gregson's a bad play. I mean, those forwards are typically pretty good at the supers, and Jones is always sneaky good. McDowell, so. Yeah, Barry led. I forgot how much it was. I remember he got up front at some point, but yeah, Barry led 56 laps last spring. He's definitely capable of doing that. And that was, we were heading in because we didn't know exactly how good that 21 car was going to be, because we just saw Harrison Burton get out of that, and that was the second race of the year. We were only at Daytona, but yeah, Barry definitely showed that the 21 car has definitely got some juice this year. See, Cody for the... I don't know about that, Steve Mitch. I don't know. It's that barbecue. I have 15 drivers that I have with no more than 29% exposure to on 50 max. I don't want to have too much exposure to any driver because I know how these races go. Is this a good strategy? Yeah, as long as you have drivers that are higher than 29%, I don't want to be completely just spread out that much. I would like some drivers that I get some leverage on, of course, getting to around 50-ish%, just to take some stands on, of course. But I think as long as you have that, plus that's fine. But you definitely have to take some stands, or you're just going to be fighting to break even, or just need some leverage. But I'm sure you're doing that. I know how you build, and you're obviously a really good player. So Cody says the radar looks terrible right now. Hampton going to be a later start. You think so? I mean, I hope not, but we'll see. Weather in the south is very tough in the summer. I mean, it's just pop up, pop up, pop up. Lightning could always be the biggest issue. Was it? You have to be like within 8 miles. I'm getting late afternoon, early thunderstorms here in Atlanta. I've been getting. Oh yeah, we always get that too. I think we're getting it right now, actually. Am I surprised that Chase Briscoe was able to save all that fuel and hold off Hamlin at Pocono for the win? Well, I would have been more surprised if we didn't get that caution, because they were going to be, 3-4 laps short, I believe. Then they got the caution. Then they were telling Denny, I think on the radio, like 1 to a half lap short. And I mean, that was just a horrible race at the end. I mean, he's not running full throttle, and Hamlin and Blaney can't even come close to passing him. It was a dreadful ending last week. I thought at times there was some decent racing, but once again, it was one of those things where no one's passing besides 2 cars, and it was Byron and it was Blaney. And then I don't know what happened to Byron at the end. He pitted when Chase did not pit. They went on different strategies, and he just never made it up. Got stuck in traffic and never moved. And yeah, Briscoe won. I mean, he saved the fuel. He did what he needed to do, but man, that was not a good look for next gen. $8,300 left. Who would I go with? Assuming you don't have Hocevar, I'd go with Hocevar. If not, then Suarez. But it would be Hocevar for me. Assuming you already have Ricky, because you probably do. Least confident chalk / back of the pack driver. Ooh, least confident. I mean, probably. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, they're all good. I can't be like, well, I feel like this guy's more likely to wreck, you know? It's just not how it works. The one I have the lowest exposure to, of like the guy starting in the 30s, I believe is Daniel Suarez. I'm not talking Michael McDowell types, but Suarez. But I like Suarez a lot. Is the thing. Like they're all about around 30, 50% for me. So I mean, I like them all really. Of the big dogs, I have the least amount of Christopher Bell. But again, I like them all. So it's just how I have a whole bunch of PD in my lineups, and it's just how all my lineups look. So I don't really dislike any of them. And probably not the best answer, but that's just the truth of how my lineups look. What's up, Hunter? Go JJ Yaley. Unfortunately, JJ Yaley withdrew. We could have had him here, but he saw David Starr and he got scared for whatever reason. No, I do not watch boxing or any of those things. I mean, I watch UFC sometimes if I'm like at a place that would have UFC on, but I've never really at any places anyway. Back in the day, I would. And it's fun in that aspect, but I'm not just going to sit there and watch it myself. What's the current projection for Gregson? I have him around close to 20 points. I got him not really gaining many spots just in there, but of course there's more upside for it, but it's just, he doesn't project too great for me. Would I play? No, I would absolutely not play all three Penske cars together. One of them might work, but some of them are definitely going to get outscored by these place differential drivers. I would not play them all together. I think playing one is fine. My thoughts on Brad K winning tonight. I think Brad K wins 4.8% of the time. That's my thoughts on Brad K. 4.8. Any mid-tier drivers I like? Yeah, a whole bunch of them. Assuming we're talking like 8K and below, Hocevar, Suarez, Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse, McDowell, bunch of excellent mid-range plays. Yeah, 800 left. Yeah, I'd go with the Mexican Amigo for sure. Hamlin, Gregson, or Bell and Jones? I'll go with Bell and Jones there. I'm not the biggest fan of Gregson today. He's okay. I feel like I can trust Jones a little bit more here at Atlanta, but it's definitely a little close. All right, let me do one last weather check. And then if you guys have any more questions, I will get on out of here. If you have anything dire to ask, I will answer it. But, you know, at Super Speedways, it's just like, you know, you play the back and you can only say that so many times. So can't really break down the practice speeds or anything like that. Not seeing any update from Bob there. Sean, Elliott, Bubba, Ross, Gregson, Hamlin, Recchi for single entry GPP. I think it's a good mix. I mean, Bubba might go slightly overlooked, and he is showing a lot of positive leverage, so I do like that. Then Gregson will definitely keep you probably unique in your single entry, probably with the gurney. So yeah, I think that's just different enough where you're not making like a stupid build. I would not recommend leaving a specific amount because I really don't think there's a cutoff point. A lot of my lineups do have money on the table. Like on FanDuel specifically, I have some with 5,000 on the table. So, second. But you don't have to spend all your money. That's like rule number one of super speedways is do not really care what your salary situation looks like at the end. If you have 10K on the table, maybe not so much with Atlanta, but at Daytona, I mean, we're talking like 20K on the table. That's 100% fine. My favorite play 10K and below. Basically a toss up between Busch and Chastain. I think Busch slightly projects better, but it's very close. Cast Dog asks, any weather issues tonight? It's the South, it's the summer, there's a chance of pop-up storm. That's really about it. It's low though. I think I saw 15-20% around race time, so it's not like we should be completely concerned, but you know, pop-up right on the track can always happen. Is Blaney a good GPP play? I definitely think there's better GPP plays. I mean, he's in the turnip pool. I have around 25% in MME, but a lot of risk. Eric Jones is your underdog tonight. Jones is not bad at Atlanta. Looking at his numbers so far. Next gen, we're dealing with the 7 race sample size. 4 top 15s, 2 top 10s, has a top 5 mixed in. Doesn't run like elite or anything, but at the end of the race, he just tends to be where he needs to be. He's always been somewhat underrated at the super speedways. Actually, pretty good at Daytona and Talladega. Yeah, I don't mind Jones at all. He's gonna go to the radar. I mean, for $100, a couple $100 more, I can play Stenhouse, play McDowell, even Connor Z. So he'll definitely probably go a little bit overlooked. Appreciate you as well, Sean. Thank you for being here. See you next week, hopefully, or whatever next time I see you. DK Cash, Halen Bell Suarez, or Bush Byron McDowell? I would go the Halen Bell Suarez. I like Byron a lot tonight, but I just think you're giving up PD with other guys that have similar upside. So I would not play anyone starting above 28th in cash tonight. You can completely stick with 28th on back in cash. Make a very good lineup. Chastain, Busher, and Bowman. Cool. I'm not really on the Busher Bowman tonight just because of the starting positions, but I can definitely get with you on the Chastain, of course. Busher and Bowman, they carry a lot of risk. I mean, like I said, most of these drivers are capable of getting a top 5 tonight, but playing a bit of a Russian roulette with these guys up top. P.O. box? No, I do not have a P.O. box, unfortunately. That I don't know. That I wouldn't know how. Had to set something up one day. Stenhouse big chalk? Yeah, he's going to be very chalky. Stenhouse, Bush, Chastain, all heavy chalk tonight. Hamlin, set them to be very high. Barry, okay, I'm not personally playing Barry. There's just so much risk starting these drivers up in the very front. If you're building one lineup, I don't think I would play any of these drivers up front. If I'm playing one, the only way I'm playing these drivers in the top 5 is if I am playing 20 lineups, 150 lineups. That's what I'm doing. Hamlin or Bell? Basically an impossible question, but I would say Hamlin just because you get the 5 extra PD spots. But it's coin flip. But I'll take Denny. I have slightly more Denny tonight, so. Lunch is on you, Bull, when I drive through. Sounds good. I will hold you to it. Although I don't know which route we're taking. We might be coming through Pennsylvania. Once we got to go up the East Coast. Whatever it is. So we will be stopping in North Carolina. Rogue has both Bush and Elliott at plus 120 to each finish in the top 10. Each to finish top 10. Sprinkle them each to win plus 1,800 as well. Thoughts? I thought the odds are pretty bad overall tonight. Let me see what I have for Bush and Elliott top 10. I have Elliott finish top 10 at minus 112. Bush at plus 109. I mean, if you got them at plus 120, then I would have no issue with that. As far as winning, I am, each to win at plus 18. I think those are pretty good bets. I like those, Rogue. Stenhouse looking solid, yeah, absolutely. I mean, arguably the best play on paper tonight, him and Chastain. Half hour and change to start. Oh, I thought you meant they pushed it back half hour. Yeah, we're getting pretty close, somewhat to lock. 7 p.m. for FanDuel, 7:19, I believe, for DraftKings. How many laps? 260, I believe, somewhere around that range. I think it is 260. I think they went 266 last year, but had overtime and whatnot. All right. If there's any more last second dire questions, I will answer them. If not, can probably get out of here. Saturday, so I know most people are probably watching UFC and have lives and doing stuff, but appreciate the ones that are here hanging out. Hopefully we have a great race tonight. Double check, we're still good on race start on time. I mean, it looks pretty cloudy in this picture that Bob just posted, but looks like there's some rain. He also just tweeted teams being told they can uncover the cars, so that's good news as well. So we should be good. All right. No, that's not what I meant. I'm here too, Timothy, so you know what I mean. All right. I'm probably not here. We'll be at Chicago next week. I will still be here for the live on Sunday. Don't know exactly what time. I think locks at 2 next week. So we'll try to go live around 1, 12:30. And like I said, the video is going to be a little bit different, but that will be up traveling to Ohio. So expect things to be slightly different. But wish you all the best tonight. Hopefully the race is good. Thank you for being here. And I'll see y'all.